So the problem is that there is a copper block, okay, and this copper block is dropped in a water. So when the copper block, which is at a higher temperature, and it is given that the temperature is 95 degrees centigrade, okay, is dropped in a water which is at 24 degrees centigrade, we can understand that copper block would serve as a source and water would serve as a sink. But both this source and sink, they are finite source and finite sink. So as a result of which the temperature of the copper block would drop from 95 degrees centigrade to some final temperature, let us say TF. And because of the heat transfer, the temperature of the water would rise from 24 to some TF, and because we are talking about a equilibrium temperature, finally the copper block and water, they will achieve some temperature, okay, but both of them would achieve the same temperature finally, that is at thermal equilibrium. That is, the temperature of the copper block would also be TF and that of water would also be TF. So we would be interested in knowing how much is the final temperature. That is the first part of the question, that we would be interested in knowing ki, Are Baba, after all this, how much are you getting the final temperature of the water and copper block, that is at thermal equilibrium. Now there is no heat loss, mind well, there is no heat loss. We are talking about an ideal heat transfer, that is, there is no heat loss. Whatever is the heat which is given by the copper, it is transferred totally to the water and not to the surroundings. So there is no heat loss to the surrounding. Entire water heat is given to the water. Okay. The specific heat of the copper is given as 0.386 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and that of water is 4.187, or you can round it up to 4.2 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Okay. Now to solve this problem, as I said, and what is asked, we need to find what is the entropy of the block, what is the entropy of the water, what entropy change of block, entropy change of water, and entropy change of universe. Whether this block, water, and universe will change. Now somebody would say that there is no heat loss, so the entropy would not change. But heat loss has nothing to do with entropy change. Heat loss is a different thing. We are talking about energy loss, and entropy thing is a quantification of the quality of energy and irreversibility. Okay. So what we will find is that we will find that the entropy of block would change, water would change, and universe will also change. Okay. And what would happen to the entropy of the copper block? Because the heat is given by the copper block, the entropy of the copper block would decrease. Because the heat is gained by the water, the entropy of the water would increase. And because the process is irreversible, the entropy of the total, that is of the block and water, would increase. That is, the entropy change would be positive for the universe, right? Meaning that the process is irreversible. If by chance we get that the entropy change is 0 for the universe, then we can say that the process is reversible. But if we get the entropy change as the addition of the two as negative, then we can straight away say that the process is impossible. Okay, so this is the idea. Now let us look at the problem from the solution perspective. So let me go to the whiteboard here. So you see here that I have shown this schematically. This is the water jar containing water. This is a 30 kg copper block. You are dropping this copper block into this water. So initially the copper block is at a temperature of 95 and the water is at a temperature of 24. Both are having the masses of 30 kgs each. Water is of 30 kgs, copper is of 30 kgs, right? Specific heat of copper is known 0.386 kilojoules per kg Kelvin, and of water is known as 4.2 kilojoules per kg Kelvin. Now after some time, when this copper block is immersed into this water, after some time gradually, okay, we don't know that time, but after some time gradually, what would happen is finally the system would come in thermal equilibrium, meaning that the copper block and water would attain the same temperature. And what is the temperature we are talking about? That is unknown, but this we can calculate from the energy balance. Okay, so let us say that the final temperature at equilibrium of water is TF and that of copper block is TF. Okay, finally. So from the energy balance perspective, mCp delta T of copper, that is the heat given away by the copper, because there is no heat loss, is equal to the heat taken by the water. Okay, heat given by the copper is the heat taken by the water because there is no heat loss. So mCp delta T of copper is equal to mCp delta T of water. M of copper is 30, C of copper is 0.386, 95 minus TF, which is unknown, is equal to 30 into 4.187 or 4.2 also you can take into TF minus 24. So if you solve this energy balance, you will get about 20 degrees centigrade, also about 30 degrees centigrade as the final temperature of the water, okay, and of the copper. Means what? The meaning is finally this copper would also be at 30 and the water would also be at 30 degrees centigrade. So now we have determined what is the temperature of the copper. It has come 30, from 95 it has dropped down to 30, and the water, it was 24, it has increased to 30 degrees centigrade. Okay, so whether then there is no heat loss, so whether the entropy has changed, it has changed. So how do you find that? So for finding the entropy change, this is the equation, integral of del Q by T, and because T is not constant in both the case, that is copper as well as temperature, we cannot take T outside the integral. So we can just put the expression of dq as mCp dt in both the cases. Only the thing is that m is different for copper, for water it is different, C is different for copper, for water it is different. Okay, so mc we can take it outside because mc is constant. M of water and copper also we can take it outside, and then we can solve this integral. So it is mc, that is m of copper, C of copper, ln of 30 by 95, final temperature upon initial temperature, and because you solve it, you will get it as negative, and it has to be negative because the entropy of the copper would decrease. Why would the entropy of the copper decrease? Because the heat is given away. So whenever there is a heat given away, right, heat is given away, the entropy would decrease. Entropy of water would increase. Why? Because heat is accepted. So along with the heat flows the entropy. Heat is gained, so entropy would increase of water. Heat is lost, so entropy would decrease of copper. So how much? Solve this and we'll get the values. So we had solved it here. You look at this, is the entropy change of copper, mc ln T by Ti. Note that this T has to be taken in Kelvin. So this T adds converted into Kelvin, and I get the entropy change of copper as minus 2.25 kilojoules per Kelvin. Similarly, and this negative sign indicates that the entropy of copper has decreased because heat has been lost by the copper. And here also you would see that I had calculated entropy change of water. Here you will find that the entropy change is positive. Again, note that this temperature has to be taken in Kelvin. So 30 plus 273 upon 24 plus 273 and ln of that. Okay. Mass of water is known, specific heat of water is known, and you get it as 2.51. This is positive, meaning that the entropy of water has increased. And why has it increased? Because the heat has been taken in by the water. Okay. Now, entropy of copper has decreased, entropy of water has increased. You would say that, Areva, there is no heat loss, so the entropy should cancel off and you will get the entropy change as 0. But that is not so, because the process is irreversible heat transfer. The process is irreversible heat transfer, so you would find that the addition of the two is not 0. If it was a reversible heat transfer case, then the addition would have been 0. But because it's an irreversible heat transfer, you would find that the addition is positive. That is, the entropy change of the universe is positive, and this positive value indicates that the process is irreversible. If you had got more value in some other case, then we would have said that that process is more irreversible. If we had got this value as 0, we would say that this process of heat transfer was a reversible heat transfer. Okay. And if you had got it as negative, we would have said that such kind of process is impossible to carry out. So by looking at the entropy values, we can now quantify the irreversibilities, and that is the significance of measuring the entropy and doing all this tedious calculations. I hope that this is very clear to you. Okay.